Hey everybody. So a viewer, Cosmo, I'll call him Cosmo, asked a very good question. He said, Mike, if the economy is strong, why isn't the dollar going up? That's how it works in all these other countries. Why is it going down? Why are you saying it's going down? That's a really good question, and it's not something that I was able to answer in a comment space on the video, so I'm going to try to answer it here. And he said, how does that fit in with the whole MMT outlook? So in MMT posits that it's all about price and not quantity. In other words, let's talk for a second about interest rates, right? When it comes to interest rates, the central bank sets the rate, that's the price, and then it allows the level of reserves in the banking system to adjust, or it adjusts the level of reserves in the banking system, that's the quantity, to support its target rate. In oil, if we talk about oil, for example, the monopolists, the Saudis, they set a price and then they allow the quantity, the output to adjust. And that's pretty much the way things work. In every market, there's usually a price setter. And it tends to be governments or authorities because they have the power to do that. Now, if you look at exchange rates, there are some countries that directly target exchange rates. You could look at China, for example, that targets the dollar-yuan exchange rate. You could look at Hong Kong, that targets the Hong Kong dollar to the US dollar, okay? And there are other examples as well. I mean, Saudi Arabia targets the rial to the dollar, and there are other countries. But in countries that largely stay out of direct exchange rate setting, for example, we'll talk about the United States, the UK, right, the Eurozone, Japan pretty much nowadays. For those countries that don't actively engage or set a target exchange rate, then it really comes down to the big export firms. When they decide on what price they're going to sell their goods for export, that basically is exchange rate setting. For example, let's say a big company like Daimler in Germany or Toyota in Japan cut the price of their vehicles for export to the United States. That constitutes a de facto exchange rate adjustment down in the euro and the yen and up for the dollar. And you could actually see exchange rates adjust when this price setting is going on. We saw a whole period over the last 2 years when large European exporters and large Japanese exporters were cutting prices of their goods that they export to the United States, and we saw the downward adjustment in the euro and the yen. Now, on the reverse side, and this is to the question that was asked of me by Cosmo, why is the dollar going down? Since the U.S. economy is starting to perform well, unemployment is down, we see high levels of government spending, which is what I have been focused on now for the past few months. What is happening now is you're starting to see this trend of price cutting by foreign exporters that is ending, and they're actually starting to get some pricing power returning. So, in the opposite sense, if Daimler doesn't have to cut its prices anymore, if Toyota doesn't have to cut its prices anymore, and if we take it one step further, if they could actually start to raise prices, this is an exchange rate adjustment up in the euro and the yen and whatever other currency we're talking about versus the dollar, which is now de facto being priced lower. So that's how it works. That's how it fits into the whole MMT discussion. It's about price, not quantity. I hope that answers your question. That's it for now. Bye.